Hello, everyone, and welcome into day one of our Little by Little May Art Challenge. I actually sat down at my desk to paint a landscape with you today, but then I looked in our front yard and saw our tree in full bloom and knew I just had to paint it, mainly because it's only pretty for like 3 days a year, but also because it's just so beautiful. Look at that. Anyway, I brought some inside with me for reference, and we're just going to get right into it. I am using Paul Rubens paints like I often do, and I'm using madder red as the main color of the painting today. I will link my supplies in the description if you're interested, but otherwise, please just use what you've got. The goal this month is to create more and just have fun, not to have the best supplies that are out there. So we're going to start here and just realize there are a million and one ways to paint a flower, but I'm starting with 5 lines, and then I'm going to clean my brush off and just have clean water on my brush, and I'm going to swoop that color out into the very loose shapes of the petals, just like that. And we're going to repeat that many times throughout this painting, actually. And that's a good thing because then you can just keep practicing your swoops and become more loose with them or more accurate with them if that's what you would like to do. But I am a fan of loose watercolor paintings, and so that's what we will be doing here. Now, while this is still wet, I'm coming in with more color on my brush, and you can see I'm just tapping it in here and there just to add some dimension, some depth, and just overall interest to our painting. Now, a little side note here. If this is too much repetition for you to watch, did you know you can speed up my videos? That is true. You can speed it up, you can slow it down, you can pause it, whatever you need if you're painting along with me, and I hope you are. So for our flowers, we're going to do several different layers, or a few different layers, I should say. And you will see for some of the layers, we're going to do the wet on wet technique, and for some of them, we will wait for the previous layer to completely dry, and I'll let you know which is which. But for now, that first layer is just the lines, and while they're still wet, we come in with a clean brush that just has water on it and do our swoopy flowers. And while that's wet, we just dab in a little bit of color here. You may have noticed those were a lot lighter there, and it's because I let them dry because I thought I was done, but then I decided I really want more flowers on here. I want them to kind of go off the page, and that's what I'm doing, adding some more flowers, just in the same way we did before. 5 lines, swoop them out, and then just dab in wet on wet some more color. And here's where I will go off the page a little bit, just going to put 3 lines here and swoop those petals there. And now we'll just do one more full flower and another one going off the bottom of the page. I really hope some of you will share what you're doing in this challenge. What is your goal? Are you going to paint along with me? Or do you have something completely different in mind you're going to paint, but you just want to do the 22 paintings this month like we're doing? Or more or less? I would love to hear what you're doing. Okay, now with more of the same color on my brush, and these flowers are dry now, I am adding in just little details. Layering is one of my favorite things about watercolors. You know, they often dry quite a bit lighter than when we first lay our paint down. And sometimes, depending on the painting, I just leave that beautiful, soft, light color. And other times, it's just so much fun to come in and add layer by layer. And it just, again, adds all of this interest to the painting, and it brings them a little more to life. You know, before we just had these flat shapes, and now by bringing in some of these darker colors, it's giving them some dimension. And again, you could speed me up to 2x right now because we're just scribbling in some lines, not thinking about it too much, just adding interest. And then we're going to let this completely dry, and we're going to come in with a green. I'm using Hooker's green from my set. Use whatever green or greens that you would like. And we're just going to start off, and I'm just putting the tip of my brush down, pressing it in, and then just shaping the leaf as I would like it to look. Over here, this is an awkward position for me because I really try not to turn my page. Obviously, feel free to turn your paper around and whatever's comfortable for you. And then I'm just adding in some green in the background, filling it in, and kind of mimicking the branch a bit here. And I'm going to curve this one. There's some curvy branches in there, kind of hard to see because there are so many flowers on this particular branch that I have here. And here I'm just tweaking. Again, I'm not using a reference photo. Obviously, I have a live reference right here, but I'm not trying to replicate that. So just tweaking it until I like the shade of green that's happening. And then I'm going to let this dry and I will come back in and add some more depth and dimension to our leaves, much like I did our petals. And you'll see this just adds interest and again brings it to life a little bit, makes it look less like a flat shape, and just tweaking that in here as well. And we are going to do another layer on the flowers because I want them to be a little more vibrant. I mean, they are beautiful as is. I love that soft pink. It looks really nice. But when I look at my flowers over here to the right, I just want them to be a little bit more like that. So again, adding leaves just here and there because I like the green with the reddish pink. And these are obviously abstract flowers. You can do them in any style you want. And maybe you don't want recognizable leaf shapes. Well, you could just fill the whole page with flowers and then just fill in the background with green. Now, if you'll notice here, there's little buds on our branch that I brought in. Sweet little buds that haven't bloomed yet. And so we're just going to add a few of those before we make the flower petals a little darker yet. And just kind of balancing it out. I'm not thinking about it too much. I'm just thinking, one here, one there, perfect. And now I'm going to come in and darken up our petals. You can see I'm leaving some of that light pink showing through. It's, again, another layer of color that adds depth and dimension. I really hope some of you will use the hashtag little by little May art so that I can see what you're doing, whether you're painting what I'm painting or doing something on your own. I would just love to see what you're doing because everybody, even if you are painting this, every single painting is going to look different. And I love that. I'm in a watercolor group on Facebook, and somebody recently showed a painting that she did from one of my videos of a landscape. And I loved her so much better. And she added flowers to it. And you'll see in tomorrow's painting that I took inspiration from that. Okay, I'm bringing in metallic paints, which might not make sense. And you don't have to worry if you don't have metallics. I'm going to show you this close-up photo of our flowers because I thought the stamens of the flower looked like gold. But obviously, use yellow, whatever you've got. And just bringing you in closer here to hopefully be able to see the gold. But I will also move my paper around later so you can see the metallic gold. I think it adds a nice touch. It's showing up pretty well on the screen anyway. And now that the gold dots are all finished and completely dried, I'm coming in with a black micron pen and I'm just going to bring you in closer so you can see. Just doing a little bit, just some lines, just to connect the stamen to the flower. This part I'm speeding you through on my own because it's literally just lines. And now I'm going to just trace around the entire painting, just each little element. And you can see I'm being very loose. I like to leave some white space showing, like you'll see here a little bit. Sometimes I go the black pen right into the petal. Just be loose and free. And it just adds some whimsy to the painting. And I love it. I love adding my pen details at the end. And you can go as bold or whatever you would like to do. I'm using a size 5 micron for this particular painting. And you could use a thicker one that just leaves really bold marks, outline marks if you'd like. But I just like how it's subtle enough, but also adds just a lot. When I bring it up closer in a little bit here, you'll see just how it all comes together. And here it is. You can really see the metallic detail. I'm curious if you're a fan of metallic details. Yay or nay on that? Either way, I think it looks really pretty. I hope you do too. I hope you have fun. And I hope you'll join me tomorrow for day 2.